Hello, my friend. This is Clyde, a refresher's course. We're reading from Luke chapter 10, verses 36 and 37. Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers? The expert in the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, go and do likewise. One day, Jesus was confronted by a young professional in the community, a lawyer probably. And this man asked Jesus earnestly, what do I really need to do to go to heaven? Well, Jesus said to him, I know you are a guy who knows the Bible. You've been going to church for a while. And so let me ask you, what does the Bible teach you about love? This guy thought to himself, he said, we have been taught to love God, to have a great and personal relationship with God and also with people. In fact, from early we were taught to see everyone as a neighbor, someone who you know and respect and is willing to show them kindness, someone who you can go out of your way to show them love. Jesus told him that he was heading in the right direction, and the conversation could have ended like that, but the guy had one more piercing question. Nothing is wrong with that. Jesus entertains questions from time to time. Well, Jesus, we are living in the 21st century and things change rapidly. What is your modern definition of a neighbor? What? Jesus was not stumped by the question. In fact, this was a great opportunity for Jesus to teach this guy a meaningful lesson. You know, Jesus has a way with thought-provoking stories that just leaves you without any argument. So he dives into the story of the Good Samaritan, a story that you and I know, but let us revisit it. This time, let us open our minds, and instead of pulling down a first edition of this great drama from a wall behind you, let us read the revised version that is on your laptop. We're not going to change anything. Well, the story says that there was this man who lives in the suburbs, and he was on his way to a meeting downtown. He was getting near to the exit of the highway when he had an accident. Two of his tires just went out. As he pulled off the highway, some fellows jumped out of a parked car. They had set nails in the road, and he just lost two tires. These guys jumped out and they robbed him, they gun-butted him, they left him slumped over his steering wheel, bleeding profusely from his ear, and his eyes were swollen, his clothes were ripped off, and there was a gunshot in his left arm. They took his cell phones and they smashed his window, and off they went. Well, later this morning, this nice church leader was on his way into town with his wife when he saw the car sitting by the wayside. His wife recognized that there was someone in the car, and she curiously suggested that they stop to see what was wrong. But Mr. Church Leader said, no, honey, we must mind our own business. What if this is a ploy to rob us? What if there are other people in the car and they're just waiting to rob us when we stop to help? And with that, he continued into town. The second guy was actually a well-known preacher, someone who pastored a mega church, and he was on local TV every Sunday. He was alone in his car and he saw the man slumped over in the car. That could be one of my church folks. But if I don't stop to help, no one will know that I did not stop to help. And he didn't. A third guy came along in his brand new pickup truck, and he saw the person in the car. He's not a church leader. He's not a pastor. He's just a regular believer. He pulled up, had his firearm in his waist, and he went over to check it out. There he saw the bleeding man groaning, and he saw the gunshot wound. He did not think twice. He called the nearest hospital and told them that he's bringing in a dying man. And with that, he took the guy to the ER, and they rushed him into surgery. This guy paid the bill and left his credit card and phone number in the expectation that there would be additional costs. He told the hospital, do not spare anything, just simply save his life. I will pay all the expenses. Did I tell you that he didn't know the man? So you know the question Jesus asked. Which of these three guys is a neighbor? You stopped for a while and you said, the third guy. That's obvious, right? Jesus wrapped up the story with an altar call. Sometimes we hear a good sermon, one that convicts us, but we walk away thinking it's for the next person. Today's sermon is for you. If you are a believer, you have to show love to ordinary people, not only people you know, but those who you don't know, people who need to experience the love of Jesus in practical ways. In this case, the third guy went above and beyond what is normal, but love is not normal. A good neighbor is not normal, but the love of Jesus inside of you makes you do the extraordinary for someone because you are a representative of Jesus in the community. Who is a neighbor? You. If you are willing to be a good Samaritan and show love to someone who is not like you, but someone who is created by God. If this story has done anything for your consciousness and you would like to share it, send me an email to friendofclyde@gmail.com.